Post-donation care, instructions, advice, and clinical management after blood donation. The care is donors should be constantly observed, apply medicated adhesive when oozing stops, check for the hematoma, check for any hypovolemic sign, make them rest for 8 to 10 minutes before they go to refreshment area. It is mandatory to provide light refreshments to the donors. They should be observed for another 10 minutes while in refreshment area. Make sure they are completely alright after blood donation. Post-donation instructions. Drink more fluids than usual in next 4 hours. Do not remain hungry. Do not smoke for half an hour. Do not take alcoholic drinks for at least 6 hours. If there is bleeding from phlebotomy site, raise the arm and apply pressure. If there is feeling of faintness or dizziness, donors should be in lie down position or sit with head between knees. If symptoms persist, ask for help, return to the blood bank or consult a doctor. Remove the band-aid after 5 to 6 hours. What are the adverse donor reactions? We can divide adverse donor reactions in immediate reactions and delayed reactions, 2 types. Immediate reactions are also can be divided into 3 parts. During donation, within 15 minutes of donation, and within 24 hours of donation. Delayed donations are known as from 24 hours till 2 weeks after a donation. We also can divide donor reaction in 2 other parts like localized reaction and systemic reactions. Localized reactions are like bruise or hematoma, phlebitis and cellulitis, any nerve injury, puncture of artery, upper extremity DVT, deep vein thrombosis. Another way, systemic reactions are like vasovagal attack, chicheny and air embolism. First, bruise or hematoma. This is picture of bruise. One of the most common complication is bruise after blood donation, may be immediate or may be delayed. Majority of cases restricted to small area in antecubital fossa. Bruise or hematoma management. Immediate case. Deflate blood pressure cuff. Withdraw the needle from the vein if enlarging hematoma. Place 3 to 4 gauze pieces over the hematoma. Apply digital pressure for 7 to 10 minutes, keeping donor arm above heart level. Apply ice to the area for 5 minutes. For delayed, ice compression and analgesic if necessary. Keeping hand in rest, avoid working by affected hand. Observation and informing donor regarding compartment syndrome and refer if necessary. Outcome: generally resolve completely within 7 to 14 days and do not prevent donors from donating again. phlebitis and cellulitis. Incidence of phlebitis and cellulitis is 1 in 15,000 to 1 in 1 lakh. Mild phlebitis at the venipuncture site is common, self-limiting and usually of little consequence. The presentation of phlebitis is mild discomfort, small swelling, pain, local linear or surrounding erythema. Complications of phlebitis is, despite a seemingly benign appearance, it may extend to local abscess formation or septic phlebitis. The management of phlebitis is warm compression, oral analgesic and anti-inflammatory agents, administration of oral antibiotics like amoxiclav. Nerve injury. Incidence of nerve injury is approx 2 in 10,000 donors. Cutaneous branches of the medial and ulnar nerves are injured, occasionally by large bore phlebotomy needle. Direct nerve damage from the phlebotomy needle is not very common. Injuries are generally transient and rarely a source of donor distress. Presentation of nerve injury. The immediate severe shooting and radiating pain. Paresthesia, sensory changes in forearm, wrist, hand, rarely loss of arm strength. These are the presentation of nerve injury after phlebotomy. Outcome: 70% of nerve injury usually disappear within a month. Almost all resolve within 1 year. Prevention. To reduce the risk of direct nerve injury, needles should be inserted only once and no further manipulation or attempt during phlebotomy. Puncture of artery. Incidence of puncture of artery in 1 in 10,000 donation. More common among inexperienced phlebotomists than those with experience. Presence of bright red blood, rapid collection and a pulsating needle suggests arterial puncture are indicators of arterial puncture. Management: if puncture of an artery, needle should be taken out early and local pressure should be applied for an extended period. Complications: hematomas, compartment syndrome, delayed nerve injury may be happen. Most donors recover quickly and completely. Follow-up should be evaluated for pseudoaneurysm by ultrasound and Doppler studies. This is look like aneurysm, pseudoaneurysm by puncture of artery during phlebitis. Upper extremity deep vein thrombosis is also an adverse reaction after blood donation, but very rare and delayed type of complication. Symptoms are pain in the upper limb, swelling of the arm, prominent palpable cord-like thickening of the thrombosed vein. Investigations: ultrasonography, Doppler study should be used as an screening tool. Upper extremity deep vein thrombosis management. Thrombolysis is done by unfractionated heparin. Anticoagulants is used like dabigatran, rivaroxaban, apixaban, warfarin in uncomplicated case. This is the case of upper deep vein thrombosis. Systemic reactions. First is vasovagal reaction. Most common systemic reaction is vasovagal reaction. Incidence of vasovagal reaction is 250 in 10,000 donors. Predisposing factors of vasovagal reactions are: first time donors are more prone for vasovagal reaction. Donors with low weight, history of previous adverse reaction, if present, then maybe chances of vasovagal reaction after blood donation or also in during blood donation. Donor in fasting state more than 4 hours, inadequate sleep in last night. These are the predisposing factors for occurring vasovagal reactions. Symptoms of vasovagal reactions are chills or cold extremities, feeling of warmth, lightheadedness, nausea, pallor, weakness, hyperventilation, declaration of nervousness, anxiety, and sweating. Signs of vasovagal reaction are hypotension, tachycardia or bradycardia, syncope, seizure activity, seizure mainly tonic-clonic convulsions, and twitching. Three types according to severity. We can divide the vasovagal reaction in three types according to severity are mild, moderate, and severe. Mild vasovagal reaction presents with one or more symptoms like nausea, dizziness, hyperventilation, vomiting, twitching and muscle spasm, and sweating, usually brought about by the sight of blood or needle. Management: remove tourniquet and withdraw needle. Raise donor's leg above the level of head. Loosen tight clothing and secure airway. Monitor vital signs. Cold compression to the neck or forehead. Moderate vasovagal reaction. Mild vasovagal reaction plus loss of consciousness is considered in moderate vasovagal reaction. Mild vasovagal reactions are symptoms like nausea, dizziness, hyperventilation, vomiting, twitching of muscle, sweating. With the loss of consciousness is considered in moderate type of vasovagal reaction. May be associated with decreased pulse rate, may hyperventilate, may exhibit a fall in systolic pressure to 60 mm/Hg. Management of moderate type of vasovagal reaction. Check vital signs frequently. Raise donor's leg above the level of head. Administer 95% of oxygen with 5% carbon dioxide, and the position must be Trendelenburg position. Severe vasovagal reaction. A donor experiencing convulsions defines a severe reaction. May be caused by cerebral ischemia, mild hyperventilation, and epilepsy. May be associated with vasovagal syncope, reduced blood flow to brain owing to shock symptoms. Management for severe type of vasovagal reaction. Prevention of further injury due to fall. Ensure an adequate airway. Use anticonvulsant to manage seizure, administer 95% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide, monitoring vitals. In case of cardiac and respiratory difficulties, perform CPR. Other adverse reactions are tetany, occasionally observed in blood donors. Incidence of tetany is 1 in 1000 donors, predominantly seen in nervous subjects, though to be due to hyperventilation, which causes excited donors to lose excess of carbon dioxide. Present with twitching, muscular spasm, carpopedal spasm, laryngemus, stridulus, and positive Chostok sign. Chostok sign is twitching of facial muscle after a small stimuli. Management of tetany: make the donor as comfortable as possible. Rebreathing in a proper bag, which brings prompt relief to maintain carbon dioxide level increase. Inhaling 5% carbon dioxide from a cylinder. Ask the donor to breathe slowly and shallow. Other air embolism. Air embolism is rare incidence nowadays because of plastic bags. When blood is taken into plastic bag, when blood is taken into plastic bags that contain no air, no possibility of air embolism. When blood is taken into glass bottle, air embolism may happen. It may happen in some instruments of apheresis. Prime cause of air embolism in these circumstances is obstruction of the air vent to the bottle. Other allergic reaction. Donor may be hypersensitive to sterilizers, especially ethylene oxide, ethyl alcohol, etc. Symptoms of allergic reactions are house, difficulty in breathing, wheezing, hypotension, hypertension, tachycardia, bradycardia, facial swelling or flushing, burning eyes, angioedema. Even anaphylaxis may happen. Management of allergic reactions by injection promethazine, injection hydrocortisone. Other citrate-induced hypocalcemia. Citrate anticoagulants used in apheresis donor collections exerts effect by binding to calcium, avoid clotting of blood. Symptoms: perioral or peripheral paresthesia or both. Unusual taste, transient nausea, lightheadedness, muscle cramp, dysphagia. Signs of citrate-induced hypocalcemia: carpopedal spasm, tetany, change in pulse, tremor, Chostok sign, seizures, and laryngospasm. This is Chostok sign. Management: reducing citrate infusion rate, administering calcium tablets for mild to moderate case. These tablets are mouth dissolving tablets we are using. For severe cases, termination of collection and shifting the donor to emergency department. Vital monitoring and ECG, electrolyte monitoring, calcium gluconate injection if necessary. Injection calcium gluconate 10% IV over 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you.